Hi, I'm Eva Tenuto, co-founder and executive director of TMI Project, and I have some exciting news to share with you today. In the middle of October, we got word that the TMI Project Story Hour had been shortlisted for an International Women's Podcast Award. To say we were thrilled for the nomination is an understatement. When we realized that the awards were happening in London, we thought, oh well, I guess we'll watch the live stream. But then we thought about it and decided we wanted to enjoy the moment and celebrate the milestone of being included in such a fierce lineup of brilliant audio storytellers. Over 500 submissions from 27 countries. We were up against major podcast networks like iHeartRadio, BBC, and the New York Times, and even a show that had already won a Peabody. Never in a million years did we think we were going to win. But nonetheless, me and two of the co-hosts, Julie Novak, who is also the co-founder and my wife, and Blake Pfeil, who is also the operations and programs manager, and well, my work wife, we all packed our bags and hopped on a 7-hour flight full of excitement just to be included at all. From the moment we stepped in the room, we knew it was going to be a fun evening. The place was packed. Everyone looked fabulous, including Blake, who I helped drag up with a full face of makeup, nails, and a camo romper with white combat boots. He looked amazing. Somehow, Julie managed to push her way through the crowd and get us seats right up front. The host, Deborah Francis White from the podcast The Guilty Feminist, was whip-smart and hysterical. I am officially a fan. We even shared a moment together.
Give us a cheer if you've traveled from another country. Where are you from? You've come from New York for this. I thought your glasses were too good for London. What's your podcast? New York? What's your name?
My name is Eva.
Eva?
And it's the TMI Project Story Hour.
Oh, TMI. Oh, too much information. Project Story Hour. Excellent. Okay, well, I'll be tuning into that. Sounds like just my tea spilling kind of thing.
And in a moment of sheer coincidence, she even talked about our home base, upstate New York.
Thinking, fuck me. I told them about on a spanking retreat I went on in upstate New York. It was journalism.
That's right, a spanking retreat. Needless to say, it was a joyful evening, with or without a win, but then it happened.
Folks all over the world can tap into podcasts as a medium to be inspired by the work of others or to make their voices heard and to advocate for a better world. And don't we need that right now? Here to present our final, and I would say in some ways most important award of the night, Jack Drury from Shure.
And that's Shure, as in the microphone company, which, by the way, we are using right now to record this.
And the winner for this year's Shure Award for changing the world one moment at a time is, in what's quite a nice full circle moment for the evening, actually.
When he said full circle moment, I knew we'd won. And then
Eva Tenuto for the TMI Project Story Hour.
Somehow, I got myself on stage.
Oh my God. I think all of us don't think that this is going to happen. So if nothing else, I'm from upstate New York, home of the spanking retreat, evidently. Yeah. I would really like to thank my work wife, Blake Pfeil, my wife husband, Julie Novak, for helping me with this podcast and this work. TMI Project, it stands for Too Much Information. We help people tell the stories that they're usually afraid to tell because they're too ashamed or embarrassed to share it. And then they perform those stories on stage for a live audience. I think that podcasting is a tool for freedom, and people still want women and people of other genders to be quiet. And now we get to share our stories with the world, which is fucking amazing. And I really hope, our hope is that we've been able to step outside of these small theaters and have listeners everywhere, and that the people who are listening feel less alone if they're going through the same thing and afraid to share their truth. So thank you so much. This is amazing and well worth the trip from New York.
not enough information in my opinion. I'm going to straddle you in the bar and ask you for more. Wow, what a lady, what a night. Enormous congratulations to all our winners and runners-up, and a big thanks to our partners at Shaw, Amazon Music, One Tree and Blueberry, and our host.
I wanted to share that short speech with you because I meant what I said in it. The reason we won anything at all, the reason the magic of TMI Project exists at all, in all of its varied formats, live shows, workshops, videos, and now this podcast, is because of our storytellers and our audience. That's why it works, because you make it work. You show up, you share the most vulnerable, beautiful parts of yourselves, and you listen. We are so honored that the TMI Project Story Hour can be the conduit to share your stories with the world. At the time of this recording, in 2023 alone, we've reached nearly 70,000 new audience members, and you're one of them. So thank you. I've been thinking a lot about what our slogan means, changing the world one story at a time. Especially now, at this time when so many of us feel so powerless to change anything that's happening in the world at all. But if just one person resonates with one of our storytellers' experiences, if just one person feels less alone, less afraid, less ashamed of exactly who they are, then the past 14 years of building our community have been worth it. And I don't do it alone. The reason this podcast and all of these stories exist is because of all the people who've worked both behind the scenes and on the mic. Blake Pfeil, Daisha Clay, Dara Lurie, Eric Harris, Haley Downs, Julie Novak, Kapely Kalneck, Laura Marie Ruocco, Micah, Raine Grayson, Sarah DeRose, Shantae Howell, and Stevie Manns. Thank you all for all of your hard work, talent, and dedication to bringing these stories out into the world. We are deeply grateful to Everybody Media co-founders Naomi Meller, Rebecca Pennington, and the extensive panel of judges for honoring our storytellers and our audience members who are the lifeblood of our mission to change the world one story at a time, one moment at a time. And we are equally grateful to everyone who hooted and hollered for us the night of November 6, 2023. Thank you for validating what we do. There is no stopping us now. While I'm here, and since we're doing all of this together, I want to let you know what we have coming up in the next month. We will be sharing stories from our Stories for Choice collection and raising support for next year's programming. As soon as the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, TMI Project took action with Stories for Choice. This program has been primarily funded by individual donations. That says a lot about how you show up for our work and your belief that true stories can shape cultural narratives and spark real change. And boy, do we need that right now. With your support, we've already done so much. We're working with youth activists, offering training to healthcare professionals and supportive programming to directly impacted folks and people working on the ground to create real change. Over the next month, you'll meet some of them and hear their stories. If you're able to, you can join the fight and help us raise $20,000 to fuel Stories for Choice in 2024 by making a donation today at tmiproject.org/support. Either way, thank you again for being with us to change the world, one story and even one moment at a time. New episodes of the TMI Project Story Hour come out every Wednesday unless otherwise noted. If you like what we do, please leave a rating, give us a review, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a story. And you can always stay up to date by following us on social media at TMI Project or visiting our website, tmiproject.org. Also, if you listen to our show on Apple Podcasts, be forewarned, there is a new update that prevents your phone from automatically downloading new episodes if you don't have the space. But there's an easy fix. Just go to the TMI Project Story Hour homepage on your Apple Podcast app, click the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner, then click Settings. Under Downloads, make sure Automatically Download is set to default, and ensure that Remove Played Downloads is on. to make space for any new episodes that come your way. Until we meet again, I'm Eva Tenuto, and thank you for listening to another Message in a Bottle.
Is that a secret you're keeping? Yeah. Know those eyes.
This episode of the TMI Project Story Hour was produced in partnership with Radio Kingston. It was written, edited, and produced by me, Eva Tenuto, Blake Pfeil, and Raine Grayson. Our theme song is Secrets by Edison Woods. I'm Eva Tenuto, TMI Project's Executive Director. Our Operations and Programs Manager is Blake Pfeil. Our Organizational Administrator is Raine Grayson. Our Marketing and Digital Coordinator is Laura Marie Ruocco. Our Administrative Assistant is Riley Gibbons. Our Graphic Designer and Webmaster is Lauren Gill. Our workshop leaders are Perla Iora, Haley Downs, Raine Grayson, Ray Lipkin, Dara, Lurie, Micah, Julie Novak, Blake Pfeil, and me, Eva Tenuto. New episodes of the TMI Project Story Hour come out every Wednesday. To learn more, visit tmiproject.org/podcast.
Love is short, forgetting it.